Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us on KUTV Primetime. It's time for the discussion that I hinted to you before. Now, if you're having any form of question that you may be having for my guests, you can tell me on our social media platforms on Facebook, KUTV Kenya, and on Twitter, KUTV_Kenya. Also on the comment section on YouTube at KUTV Kenya Live. Now, in this dispensation, women still remain in the minority when it comes to politics. Some women have made it in the top, but they remain to be an exception, as most of them don't get that far. Now, as we are headed to the August polls, women have decided to challenge the status quo, doing all it takes to occupy the male domain. Tonight, I'm having a sit down with two young ladies, Honorable Cecilia Karanja, who is an aspiring women representative, Nairobi County, and aspiring member of County Assembly in Kasarani Ward, that is Grace Kanya. So thank you so much, ladies, for dedicating your time for this discussion.
Thank you for the invite.
Right, now I'll start with you, Grace. Now, in the preparations for the August polls, the party primaries are just on the corner. Is it too late for other women to join the race? And probably for you who are already in the race, are you guaranteed of playing grounds when it comes to the party primaries?
Thank you very much, Ken, for the invitation. And I'm honored to sit to another Iron Lady, a lady that I respect so much. Thank you, Cecilia, for showing up. So, yeah, your question is about other people joining us. Mm-hmm. But as you can see, the IEBC timelines were there. So I'm sure by now someone wanted to contest in this election. The timelines are already set. Mm-hmm. So the parties have already had all the details of everyone who is supposed to be contesting. Because like now we are looking at the party primaries, which are supposed, some parties have already started their primaries, and the last date for the primaries will be on 22nd. So I would say it's a bit late for someone who had not joined, unless you want to join in as an independent candidate. But for the Political Parties Act, which is already there, and the timelines were set out in good time, it will be a bit late.
All right.
Yes.
Now, maybe just moving forward, because when it comes to the party primaries, that is when they decide whoever will be vying with the party ticket. Now that you are ladies, also for your position, are you guaranteed of a playing ground of fair nominations in your party?
For myself, I'm in the Jubilee Party, and I have faith in my party because, as I stated earlier elsewhere, I have faith in my party leader. So I'm guaranteed that since I've done my groundwork well, I've spoken to the voters, I'm guaranteed that what I have, when I take it to the ballot, it will also give good results. And we have been promised of free and fair elections. And for this, I'm quite confident even the nomination process will be free and fair. Yes. Right.
Now, Cecilia, we'll get back to, let me get to you. In most levels of leadership, we have seen before ladies having some form of prejudice and discrimination from the male counterparts. But I understand, of course, you're vying for the women rep, where maybe you might not be having, male opponents. But for the sake of ladies who are vying into, maybe you can talk of the senatorial seats, the legislatures, the members of parliament in MPs and the gubernatorial races as well. How do they deal, how do ladies deal with the stereotypes that comes from the male opponents when it comes to, politics?
Thank you very much for that question. For me, I feel there should not be any prejudice or discrimination, because for me, I'm vying a seat that is represented by women. And the other thing is that every woman who's vying, either as an MCA or as an MP or as a governor, they have the mandate to just represent the people of Kenya, and that the people who take them there are not the people who are already there in parliament. The people who've taken them there are the Kenyans, and that they should feel so confident to represent the people who have taken them there. So there should not be any intimidation coming from any other party, because I'm one person who believes in equality. I believe that anything that a man can do, a woman can do better. So for me being there, I'll not be there because you, as my competitor or as my a male counterpart who is there. You're not the one who've taken me there.
Sure.
I have taken myself there through my voters. So for me, I don't feel intimidation or discrimination will be part of my leadership.
Right.
I will not tolerate that.
All right.
Yes.
Now, it's so impressive that, I'm having Iron ladies who are stepping out to seek representation. But over the past years, we've actually seen not so many ladies, vying for these electoral posts. Now, when you get into these leadership positions, of course, I understand Cecilia will be a member of parliament, and we also have Grace, who will be playing a very pivotal role in the county assemblies. What are the initiatives that probably you might be, eyeing to bring into the country to ensure that more women actually come into, these seats, seek representation, and, get elected into these elective seats?
Oh, that's a good question. And as you step into these spaces, it's because, one, you believe in yourself, in your leadership capabilities. And leadership is not something that you cultivate overnight. It's a process. And I've been through that process from different aspects. I've been working in the community, and that's why I've been cultivating this slowly by slowly. And also the community helps you to also gauge your leadership skills. So when we get into these spaces, we also need to mentor our young ladies. Like I know I run a club that I have young ladies and girls in school who look upon me. We need to mentor them, not just in matters education, matters life, and even the political space, because we want future leaders. We keep saying the future is female, and it's not just a saying. We've seen so many women excel in sports, so many women excel in politics, in the judiciary, in all spheres of life. So many is to keep mentoring them. We've also been mentored by different forums. We've had the leadership academies, like the FIDA, the one that we just concluded. We've had also others in our local perspectives, where we have these arrangements where we have like community initiatives. We're talking about politics. What is politics? We're trying to demystify the myths. We're trying to show people that politics is a way of life, and politics is good. Politics is not a bad thing. So for mine, I'll keep working with the young women, and I keep telling them, even in my campaign team, when you do this, we can do this, we cannot do that, we cannot insult our opponents, so that we do the right way of politics. Right. So I'll keep doing that even in my different capacity. And once elected, I'm sure I'll have even a better chance to show them this is the way to go. Yes.
That's impressive. Cecilia, what initiatives do you want to bring forward to ensure that more women are in these elective posts?
Okay. For me, I'm bringing fresh ideas. I'm bringing in fresh leadership, because I believe when I'm given this position of leadership, I'll be a role model to very many people. People will be looking up to me to be their voice. People will be looking up to me to bring them development. People will be looking up to me to give them empowerment. So for me, I'm that kind of a leader who will be there to be that voice to the voiceless.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, maybe just to get to you still, because you'll be in the legislative houses, of course. You'll be dealing with making laws. Probably when you get into the legislative houses, which bill would you probably sponsor, or rather, which part of the constitution would you feel needs to be amended to, empower women, to give women an edge, when it comes to vying for these elective posts?
I think for me, my number one thing is that I'll be dealing with very vulnerable people. That is women, youth, children, and person living with disability. This is a big number. And the kitty that I'm being given will be very small or will not fit my people. So me as their women representative will be there to make sure that they increase the kitty so that I'm able to empower my people, so that I'm able to reach to the people who are out there who are not even able to do anything for themselves. I want to make sure that people living, my vulnerable people are able to get access to their businesses without any harassment in terms of the VAT, the city council people. You find that so many SME people, the mama mboga, they're being harassed by asked to pay rent in very expensive rent. They're being asked to pay for city council, very expensive. And like people who are doing big business, you find that someone is making millions and they're paying the same amount of taxes that the same person who's a mama mboga down there. So basically for me, I'm looking at equality. I'm looking at a possibility of empowering those people who are not able to sustain themselves, to be able to sustain themselves.
Right.
Because as a mother is a family maker. So basically for me, I don't want to have rich children and very poor children. So for me, I want to have the bean that I'm sharing to the rich people is the same bean that I'm giving to the children who are down there. So basically for me, I want to empower those people who are down there to at least sustain themselves.
All right.
Yeah.
That's so impressive of you. Now, maybe just to get away from that, when it comes to women representation, in the country, women are so underrepresented in these elective posts. We can just maybe pinpoint right from the gubernatorial spaces. We have very few women who are governors. What could be the cause of this disparity? Start with you, Grace.
Well, thank you. I'm trying to think like we're coming from a place where even in the political space, we never used to see so many women vying. But then after the Constitution 2010, I guess even the political arena has seen more women come into these leadership spaces. And I would say like, I would give it close to 50% like thumbs up. We saw women elected in gubernatorial spaces, which was a first time for us, and which also propelled us to think that we can also, to feel that we can also do this. So I'm trying to think that the future now, more people will believe in women leadership. Like the governors who are elected, they've really performed well, which is a plus for the other women who will be vying for the same spaces. So I'm thinking like more women, or rather more voters will be more confident in women leadership in the future. Because previously, definitely, we never used to have very big positions for women leadership. But now, like after the president, the next one is the gubernatorial and senatorial. And this election, I'm seeing so many women clinching those positions.
Right.
And I have belief in that, quite positive about it.
Right.
Yes.
Now, Cecilia, still on that, Charity Ngilu contested in the 1997 presidential race, and she garnered close to 500,000 votes. And now, therefore, no, we cannot overlook the influence that women have when it comes to elections. But then the trend changed slightly when Martha Karua vied in 2013. She had close to 48,000 votes. Now, what does this trend really tell us? Are people really ready for women to represent them? Because, women have the numbers and everything, the influence. They can talk to their neighbors, they can talk to their children to support a candidate. But when the women, rose to seek these elective posts, we didn't see that much turn up from the influence that they're having. What could be the cause of this?
I think from the word go and from this African setup is that women are believed to be the weaker sex. So basically we are raised knowing that we cannot be leaders. We are raised to know that men are the only people who can lead or can come and give or take care of the family, unlike women. But these things have changed. And like now, I've had an opportunity to go to the ground, and the majority of people who are supporting me are women, because there have been that narrative that they cannot do it, or women cannot do it. And that is what male factor has been bringing to us, that you are a woman, you cannot make it. You are a woman, you cannot make it. But now we have been empowered to a level that we already know that we can make it. And they already know that we can even overtake them.
Right.
Because then that is what they're trying to fight. They've been trying to fight the leadership of a woman because they know the power of a woman when they lead.
Right.
I'm going to give you a very good example of a home with a mother and a home without a mother, or a home with a woman and a home without a woman. A woman is, a lady or a mother is the one who brings together a home. So if they can be able to bring together a home where the husband, the children, and everyone is involved, it means if they're given an opportunity to rule the country, they'll be the best leaders because they will bring the country together.
Right.
So for me, I'm looking at a position, or I'm seated in a position whereby I believe in all the women of Kenya. They have come into an agreement that the best leadership will come from a woman.
Right.
And I really thumb up every woman who is standing, either from the MCA to the governor, because it's not easy. I've realized it's not an easy thing. And anyone vying for this position should be given a salute or a thumbs up, because they've really fought this. They've really fought, because men are there just trying to put you down. Like I've seen when we go to the rallies, the men want to outshine us.
Sure.
They're fighting for the microphone. But you should see me. I fight, I go running for the microphone. Because if they're running to get the microphone, even me, I can run and get the microphone.
Right.
So basically what we're trying to say is we want to set an example, or we want to be a very good example to the upcoming aspirant, not to be put down by anyone, but to let their desires to come out and run for this position. Because I also tried to vie in 2017, but I was put down by a man because they thought I was not ready. But right now I'm saying I'm just trying for it and I'm getting it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so impressive. Now, Grace, as Cecilia has rightly put it, women play an important role. Actually, they are the pioneers of a nation. Now that we are having Iron Ladies, I'll call you Iron Ladies because of the fight that you people have fought up to this point. Many people actually, when the 2022 elections, of course, the campaign started, many people are there, but not many are still in the race. Of course, some people gave up, but it's impressive that you people are still on the race. Now, when women will clinch most of these elective seats, what kind of a future should we expect as a country? Will it be any better than what you're having right now?
I'm sure, Ken, you know the answer is yes. I'm sure you know the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because we're looking at, like Cecilia says, a woman being just the foundation of a society. I know we're not going to talk just about, let me just even leave the woman thing, it takes us to a gender war, but about a change in mindsets and a change of leadership. The leadership that maybe many people never used to believe in. Even right here in Kenya, there's so many communities that never used to believe in women. But you can see even in the last KCPE, some communities like the Maasai, children were coming from far-fetched. The girls have performed so well. The Samburu girls have performed so well. What does that mean? We are embracing that female aspect of leadership. So this 2022, we are asking Kenyans to vote in my gender, which is female, and we are going to deliver. We are going to deliver sober leadership. We are going to deliver ideas, and we are going to be so bold as we are right now. That is the sort of leadership we are going to deliver. These are not the days that we used to be cowed easily. And I like what Cecilia says, because I would be called like a fighter myself, or even an activist, but it's what is inside you. You feel it can't be bottled anymore. It has to come out. So that means I'll not be bringing it out for myself, but for my community, for my people, for Kenyan people. Because when we have a healthy nation, then so many things will thrive. children will go to school, the health sector will be functional, and so many other things, even in business and economics, everything will be functional. So give us these positions, give us the chance. And you're not just asking for chances because of being favored. We are equal to the task, ready and equal to it.
Right.
Yes.
Impressive. Now, now that you people are eyeing representation in different capacities, and I understand the level of competition that is there, from a personal experience, that's something that's coming from within. I would wish to know, what are your strategies? What are you doing differently that probably other people are not doing, that you feel gives you an edge over the competitors? I'll start with you, Cecilia.
Thank you very much, Ken. For me, as I said, I'm bringing in fresh leadership. Leadership that is bestowing dignity to women leadership, because at the past we've seen women bringing in disgrace to women leadership. So for me, number one, I want to bring dignity to women leadership. Number two, I want to be the voice to the voiceless. I want to make sure that I pass legislation that affect the vulnerable people. That is the people that I'm representing, the women, the youth, the children, and persons living with disability. The other thing is that I want to be a different leader in that I want to reach out to the mashinani people. I want to have offices in all the 17 constituencies, because I cannot be in an office where everybody is coming to me. I'll not know the right person and the wrong person.
Right.
So for me, having these offices, it means that I'll be able to bring in somebody, I'll employ somebody who comes from that constituency, somebody who knows people in those constituencies or in that constituency, in all the wards in that constituency, whereby when they come to them, they will get to know that person and they will understand their problem. So for me, I'll be going to this office to meet with the people of that constituency or in those wards in that one office, whereby I'll be able to tap into those people who are vulnerable, those people who are not able to go to school, those people who are not don't have access to good health, those people who are not able to be sustainable in business. So basically for me, I just want to go to mashinani. I want to understand people, and the only way I can understand those people is just having a representation in all the 17 constituencies, where I'll be able to reach out to them. The other thing is, in my leadership, I want to have an oversight committee of the funds that I'll be having. The money that I get is not my money, is for my people. So I want to make sure that every money that I'm given and more, I'm able to distribute it evenly to each and everyone. And I'm not going to do the undercut like this, under the table. I don't know who was given the bursary. I don't know who was given it. Never. I want to put every money here on the table, like everyone put ugali on the table. We cut across every constituency and all the 85 wards, that when we sit down here, we will know that everyone or everyone that is represented in all the 85 wards was represented in the bursary, was represented in the empowerment, and that is the kind of leadership I want to have. The other thing is
maybe just to interrupt you on that, because when people are asking who is the best candidate, people might be having policies, people might be having manifestos. Of course, you're having amazing manifestos that are some of the things I'm hearing for the first time. People will ask the next question, the track record. What have you done in the past, that would make people probably trust you with their future?
Thank you. That's a very beautiful question that you've asked. Ken, I have an organization called Fertility Kenya. Fertility Kenya is an NGO that deals with persons struggling with infertility. It started in 2014, and registered in 2015 as an NGO. So basically, I've been out there helping families to get babies. These are people who have been neglected in the society. These are people who are not able. These are people who've been living with stigma. So basically, for me, I've been out there talking to them, empowering them, and connecting them to doctors. So many babies have been born out of Fertility Kenya, and I pride in that. I have been doing an amazing work in impacting the society, and that is why I feel the reason why I'm vying for this seat is because I feel I've not been representing them well, and I feel if given this chance, I'll be able to go in there and be a voice to these people.
Right.
Because I've tried in the past to reach out to these leaders, and I'm saying this because I have invitation letters calling upon these leaders to come and talk to these people, the people who feel that they're rejected in the society, to just come and appreciate them and let them know that they're appreciated in the society.
Right.
But none of them showed up. So I felt, if they cannot come, why don't I just go in there and represent them?
That's so impressive.
And that is why I'm here to do that.
Now, Grace, because of time, to you, what's your game changer when it comes to, the elective post of an MCA in Kasarani Ward, rather?
Oh, thanks. Quickly, I'll just state that I run a CBO in the community, Vintage Talents Anchor. I'm also a Zuri Sports nominee award winner. Having left currently my community work, I've been in the community for a decade, volunteering actively as a psychologist. I'm a counseling psychologist by profession. So I've met one-on-one with my people. I've interacted with them. I've been helping with matters education. I've been helping with matters health. I've been helping in matters like even representation of different aspects of the communities one-on-one. And like Cecilia said, my biggest talent, I trust people to do things I was never able to get to where I really wanted to do. I've worked with both public and private, especially in matters education. Sometimes what we get from the public, the bursaries are never enough. So you need to go to the private entities, ask for bursaries to take children to school and all that, and it has worked in the last decade or so that I've been doing this in my area of representation. So what I'm bringing to Kasarani is nothing new. My name is already there, they know me, and they connect with me so well, and I'm available. So even me running for this post, I want to be that MCA will be present for the people. I'm not the sort of person that will elect me and run away, then come back to look for your votes. My house is open, my door is open. They know where to get me, by the way. Right. They don't need to look for me so far. So that is the same promise I'm giving to my people, that they will not lack me. When I'm needed in the assembly, I will be there to present them. When they need me in the community, we'll do what we've always done. We're not going to do anything new. But this time, I want everything to come from them. The ideas, let them tell me. I may be having all this blueprint, big thing for Kasarani Ward, but people from the different areas, they know what exactly they need. Right. In this day and age, I've been visiting places where there's no safe safe drinking water, where there's no sanitation, and I'm just a few miles from the CBD, then it really makes me feel so bad. So I want to be that change, that they've waited for all this time and they've never had a woman MCA. So I really want to make an impact given this, that they'll never want to lose me as an MCA. Right. As I told you when we started this, I hope I'll finish this, then go to the next level, because I believe in myself.
Meaning they'll lose you as an MCA.
Yeah, as an MCA, but they will not lose me. Yeah, they will not lose me in the next level.
Right.
Yes.
Now, maybe because of time, just in a minute, your parting shot. We'll start with you, Grace, then with Cecilia.
Okay, I'll just remind the people of Kasarani Ward not to forget my names and face. Yeah, they know the face, but the name's Grace Kanya. I'll be on the ballot, vying on a Jubilee ticket for the MCA position. And mine is very simple. Kasarani is rising this time. Vote a dada. What we never had, I'm going to give it to you. So God help me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Cecilia, a parting shot.
Thank you very much, my voters. I know you're so ready to vote. Even if it was tomorrow, you'll give it to me. Thank you for always being there for me. And I'm saying that I'm bringing new leadership. I'll be that person who will be there to just cry out for you and make sure that you have a good future. And the other thing that I want to say is that you need to vote leaders that have you at heart. You need to vote voters that will be a voice to you. You need to vote leaders that have the past. Their past is good, and their past have you at heart, because those leaders you can trust. Otherwise, I ask you to be at peace. Nobody should bring any fight or any enmity between yourself. Let us be peaceful, because before election we were friends. Before elections you were playing and having fun together. Let no one come in between you. And as I always say, if you fight because of me, just know I'm laughing with my competitor. We are sharing a meal with my competitor. So when you're fighting, just know you're fighting a losing battle. And that person who's going to lose, it is not me, it is you. So take care of yourself.
All right. So thank you so much, ladies, for dedicating your time for this discussion. That's been an impressive, of course, discussion. You've challenged women out there. They've got what you people wanted them to hear. And I hope in the August polls, of course, we need to have a change in the kind of leadership you're having, leadership that comes with a lot of compassion, and we hope we get this from the women. All right, now that has been hit. Women in politics, a very outstanding discussion. Hope you enjoyed that. Because of time, we shall be winding up this discussion at that point. Shall be meeting tomorrow, same place, same time for the Primetime Bulletin. You have a great night.